What is going on, Bucs fans? Evan Wanish here, back at you with yet another video talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And today we are going to be going over the players to watch for the Buccaneers Week 6 game against the Detroit Lions. The return of the Creamsicles. Of course, it's going to be an exciting day for the Buccaneers. It's been a long-awaited journey for the Creamsicles to come back, and it's going to be awesome to see the players don those great uniforms again. I know they're controversial. Some people don't like them, but I still think it's going to be really, really neat to see them. So, with that being said, let's get right into what some of the players are to watch in this contest for the Buccaneers. We're going to start off with the quarterback. And I mean, you could basically say this every week, but Baker Mayfield obviously is a big test for him, I think. I think he played great in New Orleans. I thought personally it was his best game of the season, most complete game of the season, and that's a tough challenge going into New Orleans against a defense that has had the Bucs number in the past and really playing a solid football game. So hopefully he can replicate that again against the Lions defense that has been pretty impressive so far. Obviously beating Patrick Mahomes in his house to start the season, holding him to only 20 points. And that really dominated besides one game against the Seahawks where they kind of struggled. But I am curious to see how Baker Mayfield performs in this one and also how he holds up against some better competition, because as I mentioned, the Saints, they had the Bucs number and stuff, but the Saints in their own right, I think the Lions are a better defense. And Baker Mayfield struggled a little bit against the Philadelphia Eagles, so I am curious to see him against another challenge here. So keep an eye on Baker. Like I said, you can probably say it every week, but I am going to say it for this one because I do think it's important for him to stack together really good performances, especially coming out of the bye week. You want to come out of the bye week strong, so hopefully he'll be able to do that. Next up is right tackle Luke Gedeke. Now, Luke Gedeke actually, one of the reasons that he's on this list is because one, he's going to be going up against Aiden Hutchinson, the second year fantastic player. That being said, he had some interesting comments. There's an article from Pewter Report that he had some interesting comments to say about his matchup with Aiden Hutchinson coming up. Luke Gedeke said, I mean, there's elite pass rushers all over this league. I've already faced Danielle Hunter, and I would put him above Aiden Hutchinson, to be honest, and Cam Jordan. And then Luke Gedeke, he also went on to say that there's no disrespect to Aiden Hutchinson. No, not at all. He's just a phenomenal player, but that's just the way it is, the way I see it. That's pretty big talk, though, from Luke Gedeke. I mean, Luke Gedeke has been really good for the Buccaneers so far this season, has been a bright spot for the Bucs and really answered a question that a lot of Bucs fans, and I think the Bucs themselves had about the right tackle situation moving forward. That being said, that's big talk. I mean, that is big talk because Aiden Hutchinson is a really, really good football player and one of the best pass rushers, I think, in the NFL, and will continue to be that way. So to be able to talk like that, you hope you back it up. So I'm going to be keeping a close eye on Luke Gedeke. I think it's important for him to win a lot of those matchups. Will he? Who knows? I think Aiden Hutchinson's going to get his at times. I just think he's that good. But hopefully Gedeke can win enough of the matchups to where it doesn't really wreck the Buccaneers' offensive game plan and they can still go about their business. So that is one thing I'm going to be looking out for with that matchup, Luke Gedeke versus Aiden Hutchinson. Now we're also going to be staying on the offensive side of the ball to say both wide receivers, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Mike Evans, mostly because I want to see how the hamstring responds. He is going to play on Sunday. There was a little bit of doubt, especially after he missed practice on Thursday. So there was a little bit of doubt on whether or not he'd be able to go, but he does appear to be good to go. And also, though, Chris Godwin coming off his best game of the season. I think the Buccaneers are going to want to keep him involved in this offense. I think the offense still flows the best when both those guys are getting the rock. And Chris Godwin, just through the first 3 games of the season, he just wasn't getting enough targets, wasn't getting enough catches. So I think it's no coincidence that the offense really started to shine when they started to feed the ball to Godwin a bit more. So I'd keep an eye on both those. Mike Evans, hopefully he can play a clean, healthy game. Hopefully he doesn't re-aggravate anything. Hamstring injuries are a little bit tricky at times, so hopefully he can do that. And for Chris Godwin, hopefully he can replicate his performance against the Saints. Maybe get in the end zone this time. Has not gotten in the end zone yet this season, so I'll be curious to see if he can find pay dirt this week. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on the Bucs' 2 wide receivers. Now, moving over to the defensive side of the football, I'm going to say Vita Vea, and I'm going to say Vita Vea for one reason. And it's because this Lions run game has been really good this season. David Montgomery's been one of the better running backs in the NFL. And it's because the Lions are just bruisers in the run game, man. They're so physical. They open up run lanes. They're a lot similar to the Philadelphia Eagles. I think the Eagles are the best running team in the NFL, but I think the Lions aren't too far behind. They really set up play action well off that run game. So I think it's important for Vita Vea to have a really good game, be able to slow down this Lions rushing attack and make them one dimensional, make Jared Goff throw the ball 35 plus times. I think that's a key for success for the Buccaneers here. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on Vita Vea as well. Also going to be keeping an eye on the cornerbacks, Carlton Davis and Jamel Dean. Sort of similar reasons to why I would be keeping an eye on Mike Evans. Both guys, I'm not sure how healthy they are. Obviously, the bye week definitely helps them rest up a little bit, get healed. But they may not be 100% healthy. And Amon St. Brown is one of the better wide receivers in the NFL. Josh Reynolds has been really good. So I think it's going to be a challenge for the Bucs secondary for sure. I would not overlook this Detroit Lions receiving core. I think it's a really good one. Their offense has been pretty good this season. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on both corners, Carlton Davis and Jamel Dean. Jamel Dean obviously missed the Saints game. Davis was able to return for the Saints game, but Jamel Dean missed it. So hopefully both guys can play a full 60-minute game, not have to go out with any injuries, not re-aggravate anything, because at this point, they're going to be playing 13 straight games. Like you don't want to have anything be long-term at this point, and that's what you're looking for. So hopefully those guys are good to go and can play a clean, healthy game and also play a good game, because the Buccaneers are going to need an answer for Amon St. Brown. They're going to need an answer for Josh Reynolds, even like Sam Laporta, the tight end. I know most of the corners won't be covering him, but they're going to need an answer for some of these Detroit weapons, and I think they're going to have to find them with Carlton Davis and Jamel Dean both playing well, and hopefully they can. So with that being said, though, really, you can actually say players to watch could be the whole team, because they're going to be wearing the creamsicles. It's going to be really cool to wear the creamsicles. I actually want to know in the comment section below, what player are you looking forward to seeing in a creamsicle uniform the most? For me, it's got to be Mike Evans. I know some people will say Levante David. The thing about Levante David is that he's already donned the creamsicle uniforms once. It was his rookie season, 2012 against the Saints. That was the last time they wore them. So I've already seen Levante David in the creamsicles. I have not yet seen Mike Evans in the creamsicles. So for me, it'd be Mike Evans. I'm curious to hear who you guys are looking forward to seeing the most in the creamsicle uniforms, rocking the Bucco Bruce. It's going to be cool to see. But let me know which players you guys are looking out for in this game. What players you think are the most important in this game? If I had to pick an X factor, I think it's got to be Luke Gedeke. I mean, that matchup with Aiden Hutchinson is going to be so critical to the Buccaneers' success on offense, especially when you make comments like that. Hopefully, Gedeke can back it up. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Always curious to hear. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and go Bucs.